now 10:30 p.m. Asmara time. Hello and thank you for joining us on ERi-TV English news broadcast. Reporting live from our headquarters in Asmara and inviting you to stay with us is Heaven Johannes, your news anchor for this session. Let's begin with the major headlines. Training to enhance a national food safety system. Monetary contribution to augment the Martyrs Trust Fund. G20's first meeting of the year in South Africa. And India to triple its nuclear power capacity. In our domestic news, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization representative in Eritrea, conducted a training program aimed at strengthening the national food safety control system. The training took place from 17 to 20 February at the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers premises and was attended by over 50 experts from relevant ministries, higher education institutions, food processing corporations, and the Eritrean Standards Institute. The primary objective of the training was to equip participants with up-to-date knowledge, facilitate the exchange of experiences, and identify gaps in the current system to enhance the national food safety framework. Mr. Taghlaab Msgina, Director General of Regulatory Services at the Ministry of Agriculture, stated that the training was an outcome of the National Food Safety Conference held in December 2024. He emphasized that the program aimed to assess national food safety standards concerning regulatory guidelines, infrastructure and laboratory facilities, human resource capacity, documentation and coordination, as well as the role of stakeholders. Mr. Taghlaab also noted that the training would enable professionals to collect data at the national level using the FAO and WHO Food Control System Assessment Tool. Mr. Mohammed Al-Dahir, FAO representative in Eritrea, underscored the critical importance of the training in promoting public health and ensuring compliance with food safety standards in trade engagements. He highlighted the alignment of the training with the Ministry of Agriculture's vision of achieving safe and nutritious food for everyone, everywhere. He also encouraged trainees to actively participate and demonstrate a stronger sense of professional responsibility, reaffirming FAO's commitment to supporting such initiatives. A representative of the trainees expressed its satisfaction with the program, noting its structured approach, which is crucial for strengthening regulatory capacities and fostering continuous learning. He also pledged to contribute to ongoing efforts to coordinate food safety activities at the national level. In another news, Eritrean nationals in various countries have contributed 317,700 kroner, $3,240 and 2,545 euros to support the Martyrs Trust Fund and in support of families of fallen heroes. According to the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare, the Holidays Coordinating Committee in Stockholm contributed 140,000 kroner, while the Eritrean community in Oslo, Norway, donated 110,000 and 280 kroner. Additional contributions came from the Eritrean community in Tromsø, Norway, with 32,000 kroner, the Eritrean community in Sweden with 20,120 kroner, and the Eritrean community in Volda, Norway, with 15,300 kroner. In Belgium, the Eritrea-Belgium Association in Antwerp contributed 1,800 euros. The Eritrean community in Dendermonde donated 495 euros, and Eritrean nationals in Kortrijk and Ypres contributed 250 euros. Similarly, in Norway, Eritreans in Drobak contributed $2,160, while Mr. Mikael Zerai and Miss Louisa Siston from Sweden donated $1,080. Furthermore, Dimalit Gelato Enterprise contributed 20,000 nafa in support of families of martyrs. The generous contributions from Eritreans abroad demonstrate their ongoing commitment to honoring the sacrifices of the nation's martyrs and supporting their families. Do stay tuned, dear viewers, for we'll be back with the international news after the short break. Welcome back. South Africa, which currently holds the G20 presidency, opened the group's first major meeting of the year on Thursday, where foreign ministers from G20 top economies have gathered in South Africa's Johannesburg. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa told G20 foreign ministers that the principles of the UN Charter, multilateralism and international law were key to solving world crises. Yet there is a lack of consensus among major powers, including in the G20, on how to respond to these issues of global significance. The G20, a grouping of 19 countries as well as the European Union and the African Union that represents some 85% of global GDP and 3/4 of trade, is deeply divided on key global issues. The United States did not attend the meeting over its disputes with South Africa on its efforts to redress historical racial injustices in land ownership and then cut its aid to South Africa. It is to be recalled that South Africa then highlighted that its administration of land ownership is solely the country's responsibility. The National Thermal Power Corporation, India's top power producer, has set a goal of building 30 gigawatts of nuclear power capacity over the next 20 years with an estimated cost of $62 billion. This is 3 times higher than the company's initial goal of 10 gigawatts, according to officials from the corporation. These initiatives are a part of India's energy goals, which include setting up 500 gigawatts of non-fossil fuel electricity generation capacity by 2030 and achieving at least 100 gigawatts of nuclear capacity by 2047. These comes as India is working on a project to set up small modular reactors which can be used in remote areas where traditional power plants are not feasible. India has been discussing this technology with several countries, including the US and France. To make this possible, India intends to undertake legislative reform that changes its nuclear liability norms, which are now considered to be barriers to imports of nuclear technology and equipment from foreign suppliers. With this, we conclude our news for this session. Dear viewers, time for a quick recap of the major headlines. Training to enhance national food safety system. Monetary contribution to augment the Martyrs Trust Fund. G20's first meeting of the year in South Africa. And India to triple its nuclear power capacity. This was The World on Friday with ERi-TV English news broadcast. Dear viewers, thank you for joining and have a good weekend.